Welcome back to my animation channel. Thanks very much for joining me. Let's have a look at what we can do to this vector on the toolbar, or what we can do in a vector mode with the toolbar. Let's just turn the rasters off totally so we are in the vector mode. So first of all, we can draw. We can make the size bigger. We can adjust the accuracy, and we can adjust the smoothing. So you can see there on the smoothing there's a big lag. What it's doing is it's trying to make the joins between these nodes, let's click on it to see the nodes, as smooth as possible. So your settings for your vectors are up there. You can draw shapes in vector mode. So here are all your shapes. You have your rectangles, your circles, ellipse, lines, polyline, arc, multi-arc, polygon. Let's go for a circle and let's draw that circle in. Now again, a big difference between vectors and rasters is that on the vector mode you can go and select these lines that you've drawn and you can adjust them. So for instance, if you want to rotate it here, it's selected that whole line. They're all separate. So you can select that whole line and you can scale it and stretch it, etc., etc. You see how as you scale it up, the thickness of that line changes. It goes up and down. You can set it to preserve thickness there. So now you see when you have that selected and you scale it up and down, the actual thickness doesn't change. So when it's very small down here, that thickness is the same, and that thickness is the same as when it's very big. So that's the preserve thickness button, which is quite handy. Let's clean up a few of these things. It's looking pretty messy here. So we've got all our shapes here. Again, you can set your sizing of the thickness of the line here. The other thing that you're going to be doing is filling. Let's just jump text for right now and you go down to the fill. So you can fill shapes. When you create something, when you draw something and you want to fill it, it has to be closed in the vector mode. That's how this works. This won't close, this won't fill because it's not closed. So we just go and close it and then we fill it again and voila, filled. So vectors have to be closed. There's various ways of closing them. We'll get into that. But if you want to fill it, they have to be closed. So let's have a look at changing the colors. Here on the level palette is where we will create our colors. If we pull up we've got two of these open, so let's go and open up our palette. It is open, it's just hidden. There it is there. Now, every column will have its own palette. So what we have here is basically everything has been drawn in black. That is the transparent setting there. So if we select that and we select the fill tool and go fill it, that is now transparent, and we've lost our level palette. Keeps disappearing on us. Stay with us, buddy. Let's just space, select space, brings up the hand, space bar, and shift and space, zoom in and out so we can bring that back to size. Now, if we want to, goodness, I have lost my, sorry, we need our style editor back, which is there. Let me just try and set this up so that we're not all over the place. So if you want to create a new color for these lines and these fills that you've drawn here, how you will do that is you will use your level palette. It's basically a mixer. Let's create a new color. So it's on color 0 is a transparency. So we had that in action just now, and our first color is black. So if we want to create another color, we can hit the plus and it'll create another black color. We can go and in our level palette make that whatever color we want. It's a color wheel. You can just drag it around until you find your color. Or if you know what your color is, you can use RGBs down here, or the hue saturation value levels here. And A will be your alpha, which is taking out the background of it. So if you know your values that you want to, or your RGBs that you want to use, you can set them here. Otherwise, you can go and mess around in these and change your colors, etc here. So let's just make it a orange, if that's an orange, and let's go and draw now. So now when you draw, it will be orange, quite a bright orange. Please take a look at my Animating with OpenToonz course, which you can find either links in the description. This course goes from the basics all the way through to the more advanced tools and techniques. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and sign up to receive my newsletters. And otherwise, thanks again for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. All the best. Bye.